Hi guys, my name is Orvil Walcott and welcome to today's webinar. I'm glad to see that we've got people from all over the world on this webinar. I see we've got people from England, people from America, people from New Zealand as well. And of course this webinar is going to be recorded. First of all, whatever you're doing, if you've got the TV on, if you've got your phone on, if you've got Facebook on, close that all out because you're really going to get value from this webinar. And then I've got a bonus for you at the end. So first of all, this webinar, what it's about when it comes to any online business or really anything you're doing in life, but especially with an online business, it's all about leading with value. And like I said, my name is Orvil Walcott, and that's my logo there for my company, which is about creating profits fast. But I'm not going to talk at all about online business strategy, but rather than about mindset, because my background is as a business coach. I'm helping people to make money and profits online, very, very large profits, and sustain them. So I teach strategy that actually works, but I'm not going to talk about that because I want to talk about mindset, because it doesn't matter how good the strategy is. If your mindset and your thinking isn't right, you are going to fail. If your mindset and thinking is right, the strategies are very quick and straightforward to learn, and you will succeed. But the strategies, though, are focused on another webinar. So this is really about leading with value. And the reason why I'm so motivated to do this webinar is because I see people failing a lot online, and they join my business and they start doing really well. And we talk about why they're failing, and that's invariably because whenever you go online, the last thing you want to do is just start talking about all the money that you're making and bragging and boasting and just, sort of trying to get people to buy from you straight away without building that credibility. People want to know they're getting something of value from you. So I've said who I am. I'm Orvil Walcott. And I've said the next question I suppose would be, well, how can I benefit you to grow and overcome any mental hurdles that you have in your business? Well, one of the reasons, I don't want to really go into sort of the money that I've made and go to thousands and thousands, but I've worked with and I continue to work with leaders in the online business industry. So you can see there a range of people from the very famous Matt Lloyd to Chris and Susan Beasley to Nick Pratt to Chris Cobb. This goes on and on and on. You're going to see as well some other photos of me as well with other leaders I've worked with, and I've got to apologize before I go any further because I'm wearing another photo, a shirt which is it's quite eye-catching. I've got to apologize for that. It was on a business trip to America years ago, and they lost my luggage, so I had to buy some emergency clothes, and that's my excuse for the shirt which you're going to see. So I'm warning you beforehand. The faint of heart to look away, but in terms of who I am, what I do, like I say, is help people build businesses all over the world. And I'm also invited to speak at key events as well, as you can see here, showing people really focusing on two things. Number one, actual relevant online strategies now into how to grow your business online very quickly. But more importantly, or equally as importantly, getting the mindset right. Because again, mindset really is key. Next, a bit more about me. I love to travel. I'm very blessed with lots of family and friends, so I love traveling the world. So here you can see me from Gran Canaria to Monaco to throughout Europe and America, just seeing friends there and having a wonderful time as well. I could stack this with many more photos. The reason why I'm showing you this is getting you thinking about, what would a lifestyle of freedom, time freedom, and financial freedom mean for you? That's why I'm showing you these photos. At one point I used to struggle a lot. I mean, very, very frustrated by not getting the success I wanted. And, when you get the right system, it really does work. But again, I'm talking there about mindset. Therefore, that's a bit about me in terms of the lifestyle that I live. Now, let me turn it over to you because you're watching this for a reason. What would complete freedom look like for you? Let me just throw that out to you. What would complete freedom look like for you? I love this quote by Walter Bajot. The greatest pleasure in life is doing what people say you cannot do. The greatest pleasure in life is doing what people say you cannot do. Now, the webinar is about leading with value. If you're watching this, that means you're most likely serious about making money online. Please write this down. The number one way to make money online is not to start talking about how good your products or services are, but it's to lead with value in terms of showing people how your product or service benefits them. I'll say it one more time. One of the biggest mistakes people make in business. People are not interested in what your product or service does, what's called the features. They only care about how your product or service benefits them. So you've got to look at it not from your perspective to what it does, but you've got to almost like get around into the mindset of the beneficiary. How is your online product or service going to benefit them? So right now, last year, about $54 billion was sold online in what's called online digital information products. That could be if it's Facebook training or YouTube training or Bing training, various training to drive traffic to your business. It's a gigantic industry and growing more and more. Nonetheless, when I'm doing my trainings, I rarely talk about the features. No one cares. No one cares. What they care about is how is it going to benefit them to make, like I said, to make profits quickly and easily. People want to know three things. Do your products, is it simple? Does it work? And can I do it? Can anyone do it? They want to know that. So you need to lead with value. And part of that is letting people see how your product or service can enable them to live the life that they want. Therefore, that means making more money quickly, but also having time freedom, which is why I just love this image here on the left. On the right, though, you'll see there's so many films I find motivating, but amongst them, though, were the story of Will Smith in The Pursuit of Happiness, the true story of a man, Chris Gardner, who lost his house, lost everything, but then went on to actually, become a very, very wealthy investment banker. Beneath that is a film called Men of Honor. And in this film, Cuba Gooding Jr. Robert De Niro play the true story of, I think it's the first black American deep sea diver. And there's a scene in the film where Robert De Niro's character, who's like a very, very hardcore naval officer, he asks him, and of course, Cuba Gooding Jr. is the only black deep sea diver in this all-white cadet. And he asks him, why did you quit? What makes you work so hard? He asks him, what makes you think you're going to succeed? And Cuba Gooding Jr. says, because they told me I could never make it. Because they told me I could never make it. Now, if you're watching this, what it means is you've got an urge to succeed. There's something which is driving you. Because, whenever I'm, helping people in my business, whenever they talk to you about figures, how much money they want to make, I always say, money, the figure isn't good enough. You have to have a vision about what it is you want to achieve. What will it mean for you? What will a larger house mean for you? What will it mean to be in a position whereby you never, ever, ever, ever need to fear the word recession or unemployment or economic downturn again, because you are financially free. And by the way, guys, financial freedom doesn't necessarily mean earning hundreds of thousands, per month. Financial freedom for most people can just be 2 or 3 times your salary, but having that coming in on a monthly basis, whereby you don't need to worry about it because your business, your online business, is automated, and you're getting 2 to 3 to 4 times your current salary coming in every single month because you're getting visitors to your website, and you're just having very, very quick and easy methods of converting those visitors to buyers, which my business has. But again, I'm not going to focus on that just yet. You're going to have to wait till the end of the webinar to see how you can gain access to that. But first, I want to give you value. What you need to do whenever you're communicating online to people looking at your various products or services is, number one, give them a vision of what they want, what they can achieve in life, and then show them how your product or service feeds into that. Somebody once said that people aren't interested in a spade. What they want is a hole. So imagine you're at a shop, you sell DIY, and someone comes in and says, oh, I'd like to buy a spade. They don't really want a spade. What they want is a hole. If they could click their fingers and a hole would appear, they'd do it. But unfortunately, you've got to use a spade and dig. The point is this: what people want in any business are products and services that quickly meet their needs And if you angle your product or service that way, you will automatically, when you lead with benefits, not features, you're always going to make sales. Do you think some people have a natural resilience to failure? Or can you learn it? This is one of many people I've had the pleasure of working with. Chris Rowell, again, like many people, he has gone from a guy who struggled financially, really, really heartbreaking story, to building up a large online business, plus property portfolio as well of a company. I could fill this slide up with many, many people who've done this. The point is this, and you can see if you go to my YouTube channel, Chris speaks about his story about financial freedom. Guys, if Chris can make it, and there are many, many others, believe me this, you can make it too. Now, I'm not going to be arrogant enough to presume that I know your story. Everyone has different struggles. Everyone does. But invariably, when it comes to wanting to succeed online, they tend to be very, very similar in terms of questions of, well, can I make it? In terms of, I've never done this before. I may not have the money, or you may say I may not have the money. I'm scared of selling. I'm not very IT. The objections people have tend to be the same, but invariably it comes down to one thing. Because I've coached people to make money online who, let's go through those objections again, they have never done it before. They've never made a red cent online, or they tried it and failed, or they were terrible at IT, or they were scared about what if I make YouTube videos and Facebook updates about my business and friends and family laugh at it and so forth. And I could go through many, many, many more objections. People who struggle with low self-esteem. At the core of their success or failure is always this. Do you have a vision about what you want, and how badly do you want it? You see, once that's clear, every other obstacle can be overcome. Every other obstacle can be overcome. We've got things in place to help you. And again, I'm not going to talk too much about the strategy of the business, but there's absolutely no obstacle facing you that can't be overcome, providing that one question or those questions can be answered for you clearly in terms of, do you have a clear vision about what you want from life in terms of success? And number two, are you willing to do anything legally, obviously, in order to accomplish it? And if the answer is yes, then you can therefore move forward the strategy. If the answer is no, then the best strategy in the world will not make a blind bit of difference. I mean, Chris, for example, before he built this online empire, property empire to where it is, things were so bad, he could hardly even afford to actually pay his electric bill. Now, someone who has struggled for a long time before could hardly afford to pay his electric bill, and there's a lady you'll see here, a phenomenal lady. I've spent thousands of dollars going out to America to see her. Her story is even more moving. And if they can make it, so can you. But again, it starts with mindset. Now, here's a lovely picture here on the left. Proven methods of success. There are a number of proven methods of success which simply just work. They just work. They're like gravity. The same way gravity works, let go of something, going to fall to the ground. Likewise, this works as well. One of those methods is this, the power of association. I thought I'd get this lovely picture here. You can't possibly look at those three kids and not smile. It's the same we have in England. Birds of a feather flock together. One of the methods of success is this. If you are associating with negative people, you need to seriously review the company that you keep. Because a detailed study of people who are successful has found that they are very, very, very particular about who they associate with. Let me just go back to one of the earlier slides I showed you. Chris and Susan Beasley, Nick Pratt, all these people I'm showing you, all multiple 6 and 7-figure income earners in the online world, before they were successful online, have always said you've got to be very particular with the people you mix with. Now, let's get something clear. Do not arrogantly think because you make more money than someone else, it makes you better. I don't think that is not the case. But you cannot escape this dynamic. Studies have been done which show this. You are the sum total of the 5 closest people you associate with. Other studies have been done which actually show that you actually earn, I think, 20 grand or 20,000 aggregate are the 5 closest people you know. Let's just say, for example, you earn $40,000, then the bulk of the people around you are going to be earning either 20,000 or 60,000. Why? Because we are affected by the people who are around us, whether you know it, whether you're not. It's just a way it is. In terms of the people around you, how they talk, how they think, more importantly, their views about money, their views about risk, their views about what's possible in life. Most people, for example, have the mindset of let's just work a 9-to-5 job for 40 years or 50 years, and let's hope and pray there's a pension at the end of it which is going to be enough to keep us going. And that's simply not the case. Right now, today in England, they announced that young people will have to work until they're 75. That isn't true. Most economists say most people right now are going to have to work 2 or 3 jobs until they drop down dead. Not till their 70s, not till their 80s, until they drop down dead. So before we even talk about, building a home-based business, again, it's not going to happen unless your mindset is right. One of those things is the power of association. My business and those of others I've coached skyrocketed the moment I made a decision that negative people in my life, I just have to cut them out. You just simply have to. Guys, not everyone in this world is really serious about success. Some people talk about it, others wish for it, but then there are those who actually go out and make it happen. As you associate with the right people, by some sheer osmosis, you are going to start succeeding as well. Change your mental diet. We all know that the food you eat has a massive impact on how well you succeed. We all know that. Likewise with the mind as well. Exactly the same with the mind. Change your mental diet. What do I mean by that? You first of all got to watch what you read, watch what you see. I don't really watch the news. I think there's enough rape, murder, terrorist attacks to last a lifetime. When your subconscious mind is most open to suggestion lasting at night. So when you're going to bed lasting at night, watching things like rape, murder, and so forth, it has you locked into what's called a paradigm. Now, a paradigm is a way of thinking, seeing, feeling about yourself, feeling about the world, feeling about what you can achieve, which you aren't even aware. You're not even aware you think it. For you, it's just real. A lot of people think, making money online and doing financially well is really, really difficult. It's very, very risky. What I think is working a 9-to-5 job and having that as your only source of income. I think that's risky. Why? Well, a number of reasons. Number one, you can be sacked just like that. Number two, let's just assume you have £100,000 saved in the bank. Let's assume that. Do you know that money actually halves in value every 19 to 22 years? The value of money actually halves in value every 19 to 22 years. Some say as those as 18, 19, some say 22, 23 years max. It halves in value. That's assuming you have £100,000 in the bank, or $100,000. You've got $50 and so forth. So the point is, what you need is a method, unless you really want to work 2 or 3 jobs until you die, a method by which you can make money in such a way that it keeps on growing beyond the rate of inflation and gives you massive return. Let's just assume, as you know, he's got money in the bank, he's maybe getting 2%. Guys, 2% growth on your money, that's not giving anyone financial freedom at all. But again, none of this matters if you don't ingest mentally the right sort of thing. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's look at some of these images here. You've got here Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins here is a world-renowned success guru. Again, he started off with nothing. And is now a multi-millionaire. Next is Danny Johnson, the amazing woman in the middle. Danny Johnson was, she speaks very openly about this, she was sexually abused and told at school she was nothing. She was told she'd never ever amount to anything. And yet she went from someone who struggled financially to actually becoming financially free, and now a multi-millionaire, and got an online business, multiple property empires as well, owns a health and food network marketing company, etc. And here she is in London. I flew out to America to hear her as well. Guys, the sidetrack, this is a shirt I apologize for. Like I said, lost my luggage, so I simply had to get emergency clothing. So yeah, the shirt, I've got to apologize for that shirt. At the time, I thought the shirt was a good idea, but as you can clearly see, yes, it's quite inexcusable. But nonetheless, if you can just get over the shirt, meet Danny Johnson, and hearing Danny Johnson's story about overcoming. She's very, very hard-hitting because her mantra really is no excuses. There is absolutely no excuses. She's not everyone's cup of tea. She's very, very hard-hitting. Again, another person down here, Brian Tracy, again, a bastion in the world of corporate and online thinking in terms of success thinking. Again, these are things you want to be listening to their YouTube channels every single day. Going to bed, listen to it. Zig Ziglar, the person you see here, and Jim Rohn, they died, I think it was last year. They're absolute legends. They're without equal in terms of positive thinking. Again, not quite strategy, because your strategy will vary from business to business, but if the thinking's right, it doesn't matter what it is. You're always going to get right. And Eric Thomas, again, Eric Thomas has a YouTube channel called TGIM. Thank God it's Monday. Mr. Motivator, one of the most motivating people you ever meet. Again, as you ingest this, what happens is your mind then begins to internalize the truths these guys begin to speak. It just becomes true. And you know, a very good holy book said, "As a man thinks in his heart, so is he." Henry Ford said, "If you think you can, or you think you can't, either way you're right." If you think you can, or you think you can't, either way you're right. Because guys, when you might be thinking, oh, okay, Orvil, these aren't good examples, because all these guys are millionaires, or were millionaires. Therefore, they're very positive, they can be. Wrong. All these people, before they became successful, before they did, they had a clear vision of what they wanted to become. They made a clear decision they were going to ingest positive thinking on a daily basis. It's not the case that they became rich and then all of a sudden they got their mindset right. You got it back to front. They got their mindset right first. Then every single day they made daily commitments to their goal. Then they associated with the right people, and then the money began pouring in. Guys, if they can do it, so can you. Success does not care about colour of skin. Success isn't racist. Success isn't sexist. Doesn't care if you're black, white, gay, straight, Muslim, atheist. Success simply doesn't care. Success just cares about one thing: if you follow the principle. It's not a lottery, it's a proven system. And then finally, I said here, the action bonus. Now, I said here, motivation is nothing without action. Motivation is nothing without action. It's just a warm, fuzzy feeling which sort of disappears into the ether, you know, once reality sets in. So what you need to do is change your reality. I'm going to give you the opportunity now, when you click on the link below, to actually see a system which has helped other people transform their lives. Now, like I said, being motivated in any area means nothing unless you're going to willing to take action. Let me just go back again to the beginning and just show you these people. All these people started out at zero. They had doubts. They thought, again, I've seen other people succeed. Can I do it? If they can do it, you can do it. The difference is they took action. They didn't just get motivated. Motivation is not enough. Motivation can go up and down. What they decided to do was take action. So here is what I'm going to put down to you is, when you click on the link below, what you're going to do is this. You are going to come across, for just $49, something pretty incredible. What it is, it's an online business system, which, number one, it does all the hard work for you. Why? Here are the reasons people fail online. Number one, they're trying to figure out, how can I get a really good business or a really good offer that people around the world want to buy? And therefore what they'll invariably do is spend thousands of their own money trying to figure it out. And they get it wrong because the market changes so often. Number two, if they do figure out a product or service that the market wants and they build the website, number two, the question is, well, how do I get visitors to the website, what we call traffic? And that is where most people completely fail, because they don't know how to get traffic or website visitors on a consistent basis. Therefore, their business dries up, because your business could be selling bars of gold. If you don't have consistent traffic, you're dead in the water already. End of story. That's the second reason most people fail. The third reason most people fail online is that if your website has visitors coming to it, But you then want to make big money, and I don't mean like $20 or $50 or $100. I'm talking with my business model at minimum of $1,000 per sale, upwards of $3,300, $5,500, even $10,000. Now, let me just think about these figures for a minute. Just think, if most people are averaging their take-home pay is about $3,000 or $4,000, and lots of other companies, if you're selling what's called low-ticket offers, so businesses will buy per sale, you're getting $20, $50, $100. How many of those would you need to sell every single month to replace your current income? You'd need to be a sales guru. And even the top earners in this industry are not selling, 30 or 40, sales per month. But just think, though, in a business like this, whereby all you're doing is needing to just sell just one of these services per month, and you're making $3,000, so $1,000, $3,300, $5,500. It means you can just sell just one item, just one product per month, and you're replacing your income. You don't need to be a guru. It's what we call high ticket. And here's the thing, and trust me on this. You may be saying to yourself, well, Orvil, if the products that you sell are 1,000, the profit is 1,000, 3,300, 5,500, is it more difficult to sell? The answer is no. There are people out there who will just as easily spend $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, $15,000, $20,000 on quality, value-based information products. It's actually easier to sell. Now, here's the final thing. You may be saying to yourself, okay, once they come to my website, once I've got traffic consistently, how on earth would I actually be able to get them to buy? Here's the amazing thing. For just $49, you can gain access to a system whereby I have a team of sales coaches who will pick up the phone and will speak to the people that visit your website and will close them into your business. Therefore, let's just recap. Number one, what I've just said is, I hope if you're watching this webinar at this extent, you'd agree, motivation is great, but you've got to be motivated towards a clear goal. Motivation on its own means zero. Motivation on its own without consistent action towards your goal just means your results just stay the same. And then eventually, if your results don't change, you go from being motivated rather frustrated and worse, even cynical, which quite a few people are. What you need is motivation and then a strategy that takes you forward. So there's $49, and the $49, when you want to do that, will give you access to the system, which is going to have online coaches who will do the selling for you. Will even show you as well many ways to get traffic to your website. And it's, and what we always say is just pick one way and keep it really, really, really simple. And now, again, guys, like I said, we'll show you as well how to lead with value, because, guys, and this is why I'm just so passionate about doing these webinars, which I do every Wednesday, which is the people you see here, if I told you how much money they're making, you'd probably fall off your chair. And so I don't really like doing that, and indeed going into how much money I make, because I don't want to come across necessarily as boasting, but simply to say this, and of course I go into income disclosure at another time, but simply to say this: you can do it. You absolutely can do it. All you need to understand is, with my system, what you do is you have everything done for you. Number one, you have offers which people around the world want in terms of digital information products. Number two, you have a team of sales coaches who will close your people for you. You don't need to do any selling. Number three, you're going to be part of a community, a family of people who will motivate you and support you and show you that you can do it. Like I said, motivation is good, but unless you take action, it doesn't mean a thing. So guys, it's Orvil Walcott to your success. And I can't wait to actually helping you to get the results that you deserve. Because if you've been struggling, the struggling really does start now. Before I go, I know some of you are signing off. We're signing off in a second. Before you go, I want you to make a commitment that once you finish this webinar, you're going to, number one, make a list of your goals. What would life look like for you if there were no obstacles? What would life look like for you if you had more financial freedom and more time freedom. Maybe you're someone who, like me, maybe you're someone you enjoy travel. Maybe you're someone who you just have a passion, for charity. The number of charities that I'm involved with, maybe you'd like to have more money and more time just to invest in that. Maybe you just, whatever your goals are, write them down, even make a visual storyboard of them, because, like I said, I'm not a believer in the fact that money is enough. Money is good, but it's got to be a means to an end, and the end has got to be a much more enriched life for you. I heard a story recently of a girl named Rachel Beckwith, an amazing girl who is an unfortunate ending because she died, but she used money to help people around the world who are drinking filthy water. That was her motivation. Oprah Winfrey, the billionaire TV host, has built schools, hospitals. Famous sports people like Didier Drogba, former Chelsea player, he has built schools, hospitals with the money he has. The point is, you've got to know what motivates you. You've got to know what motivates you in terms of what that can be, because then you'll appreciate how the business model I've got, how it's a vehicle to get you there. And you can access that just for clicking the link below for $49. So guys, Orvil Walcott to your success, and again, can't wait to see you take action on your results. Bye-bye.